Hey guys, this is Pam Baldwin. I am here today to share with you the unboxing video for the 2017 December Daily Kit available through Ali Edwards' shop. So it is Monday, September 25th at the time that I am filming this. So officially only 3 months left until Christmas, if you can believe it. Time is just seriously flying this year. A couple of things that I want to note before I get started here. One of the things that you'll be aware of, or maybe you haven't heard yet, is that the main December Daily Kit, so the stuff that's in this box right now, has sold out for this year. Just as of last Thursday, I believe, the kit is no longer available for purchase. But I'm going to continue to show you what's in here anyway, mainly because a digital version of this kit is due to be released on October 26th. And even without the physical version, I think that there are a lot of elements in here that are going to translate really, really well into a digital version. And oftentimes, I actually use the digital version of these supplies more than I do the physical products, even though I love the touch and feel and all of that of the physical kit. So I'm going to show you what's inside my box. I'm going to show you some of the other shop items that are still available. And then I'll share a few ideas with you for what I'm thinking about how I might use some of these kit elements. So thanks so much for joining me today. First up, I'll show you the album that I received. Ta-da! So there were 3 album options, and as you may have expected, they sold out very, very quickly in the shop. They're just beautiful classic designs. The albums from Ali are always like really excellent quality. This year it is a chipboard style album with different cover options. The one that I have here is a green 6x8 album with a white star pattern on it. It comes with all of the page protectors that you're going to need to do these projects. So there's an assortment of layouts and designs inside. There's 31 of them all together and tons and tons and tons of them to work with. So super good value for the albums that are available. So even though they sold out super quickly, Ali and her team managed to get another deal in place, basically a second order selection. So if you missed out on getting these albums the first time, there is still a chance that you can order with the second order selection, both the red album with Jasmine Jones script writing on it and the Green Star album that I'm showing you here are available in the second order selection period. And what that means is that it won't ship at the same time as the rest of your purchase. So up until September 29th, this Friday is when the order selection period ends. Part of what happens in order selection is that you can go back and fill up your box with different supplies at different times as much as you like, and they will all ship to you in one big package. I believe early October is the plan for when these items are going to start shipping out. So if you miss out on the order selection period, any of the leftover inventory will probably be available in Ali's shop, and at that time regular shipping rates will apply. So if you want to kind of save yourself some money on the shop items for December Daily and some of the amazing products that are available for this year's order selection period, you want to get in on that before September 29th so that you can kind of bundle your purchases together for one shipment and save a little bit of money on shipping. So something to keep in mind. 4 more days, and then that order selection period is over. Okay, so this year's main kit comes in a super cute box. I really like these boxes with the elastic closures. Keep everything so nice and tidy and contained. So when you get your main kit, if you've already ordered one, this is what you will find inside. Ta-da! Okay, so lots of fun stuff in here. I'm going to run through very quickly to show you what the contents are. So first up, there are these Cork Embellishments. There's a word here that says Mary, and it's got little flecks of gold glitter kind of spread throughout. It's beautiful. Love that. This year the numbers are also a cork variety. I kind of feel like maybe this kit was made for me. I watched Ali's original unboxing video on her blog just before the kits went live, And honestly, I had to stop partway through just to comment about how amazing all of the elements in here are. I really loved all of them. So there's a selection of the numbers here. They go 1 through 31 in this small cork kind of classic font. Lots of great ones there to choose from. So all of the stuff I'm showing you right now is available in the main kit. There are also some rubber embellishments here that are kind of like little wreaths or ferns. A lot of this year's color scheme is very much classic, like red and green with white and black, but there's a couple of fun shots of extra color thrown in there. So like a little bit of navy, super cute, some green there. There are also these wood veneer pieces. So cork and wood veneer and rubber are probably my 3 top favorite types of embellishments to use. So there is a selection of these wood veneer circles in a variety of sizes here. I'd say these are probably about 1.5 inches. These are probably closer to 2 inches or so. They will be great for tucking into pockets or adding other little bits and pieces. And then there's also these little red acrylic stars. There's 3 of them in the package, which are awesome. Next, there is these they're kind of like transparent pieces. I think they're called acetate is what they're called. So there's a variety of diamond shapes here. And I've been looking online recently at some other kind of like inspiration pieces for how I might use these, and I'm considering using these to create a pattern for my title page. One of the things that I'm really loving right now is using shapes to kind of, well, basically repeating shapes and incorporating my pictures as the same shape. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing is making like a title page with these diamonds that just kind of spread up and down either one side or down the middle, and then possibly cropping a few of my photos and using these as a template, so making my photos into the same diamond shape and including them in the design. So I'm excited about that. There's tons of them. Some of them have little patterns and pictures on them. Some of them have sayings on them, like holly jolly, magic, twinkle twinkle, good tidings. Again, there's a lot of the classic color scheme with a couple different shades of red and green, some neutrals in there with grayish, I guess it's like a grayish color, and black, but then there's also some pops of more modern color thrown in there. So there's this lovely blue color and something a little bit lighter. There's banners, and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Super cute. Love those. I'm definitely going to figure out something creative to do with them. So in addition to the diamond-shaped acetate pieces, there's also these little like die-cut circles included in the main kit. And they've got gold foil writing on them with different sayings. So there's merrymaking, merry, stories, Noel, this moment, magic, joy, and cheer. All very cute. And they will also complement these little wood veneer circles really well if you wanted to pop them in. This is another kind of example where one of the things that I would think of doing probably with these circle shapes is getting some photos and cropping them or punching them to be about the same size as some of the embellished pieces in here, and then just adding them to my layout. So one of the things I've been thinking about this year is that I know that I do not have a good track record for finishing this project in December. And I think what happens to me is that I get caught up in trying to make some of it a little bit too crafty. And I just don't have the time to do that in the middle of December with everything else going on and wanting to enjoy the season. So I've been thinking about how I might approach kind of the prep a little bit differently for the project this year, and making just like a couple of pages that already have the design pretty much done, that just need the added details of my photos and words basically, but still have that craftiness or that crafty element to them. So I'm excited to kind of give that a try this year and see how it goes. I wouldn't do it for every single page, definitely not. I think there needs to be room still to kind of be creative in the moment and just use those creative constraints of working with what you've got. But that's one of the things that I am thinking about, is kind of maybe doing a couple of crafty pages in advance where there's room still to add my photos. So like when I was talking about using the diamonds to kind of prepare a shape, I would probably make a template with one of them to be able to cut one of my photos out in that same shape and leave space in the grid. And if I didn't have a photo to add to that space, once I had it all laid out, maybe I would use that space for a little journaling spot. Maybe I would do a page that was like 5 things I'm thankful for that day and fill in those 5 extra spaces that I had left blank. So having the prompt already ready to go would just really kind of simplify things on the day. We'll see how it goes, because I know that it's going to take a little bit of extra thought into the preparation process, but I'm hopeful that that might contribute to my success in completing the project sooner rather than later. I just need to go grab some scissors. I want to show you this pad. They're super cute. Okay, so another thing that's kind of a newer product that's included in the kit this year is this paper pad of half circles that are like perfect for journaling spaces. You could just punch holes in them and make them like a flip in the album. You could fill in the other half of the circle with a picture and then do your journaling on the one side. So lots of options there. These are going to be fun to play with for sure. A couple more embellishments to show you. Okay, I have to show you these because this was the one that I was like most excited about when I saw Allie's unboxing video. These little red felt hearts totally have my heart. Like, I am in love with these things. I think one of the things I love is that we can probably create something fairly similar just by cutting out wonky hearts out of felt and adding some stitching yourself. But honestly, it seems so simple, but it's just so perfect. I love these kind of embellishments. And I think that this is one of the things where if you missed out on the main kit, if you're seeing this now that the kit is sold out, it's okay. You can come up with like a similar alternative. These are just like, you should definitely make some of these. I want to make a rainbow of these things for sure. They're so cute, so stinking cute, love them. So there's the little felt hearts with stitching. There are some wood veneer stars. So when I saw these at first, I thought, oh, they must be acrylic stars, but they're actually much thinner than what the acrylic pieces normally would be. So there's these little, there's lots of them too. Okay, so they're actually wood veneer, but they are painted white. And they're just like a hand-drawn star shape, probably one of my favorite embellishments to use, stars, because you can just put them on everything. Stars are great little touches to add here and there. So very excited to be able to use those. They will definitely get used in my project. They won't be sitting on the sidelines. Okay, there are also 2 transparencies in here. They're 3x4 size. And one says, love this season of joy, and the other one says, twinkle, twinkle. They have a little bit of cloudiness to them when you first open them up, and I believe they may have a protective layer on them. So there's like a thin piece of plastic that's meant to protect them until you're ready to use them. So when you're ready to use them, you just peel this plastic piece off so that you have this beautiful crystal clear thing underneath. All right, tuck those guys up there. There is a set of chipboard included in the main kit. So the things that are going to translate, I think, the best in the digital kit are probably the things like these diamond shapes, the acrylic stars, the star shapes will be, or sorry, I call them acrylic. They're actually wood veneer. The wood veneer stars are gonna look really good as a digital version for sure. All of the little die cut circles totally will shine through in a digital form as well, and then you have the freedom to resize them a bit as well. And the chipboard will turn out so great in the digital version. I'm confident of it for sure. So the chipboard pieces are adorable. There's perfect, applicable to everything kind of sentiments on them, where there's just moments, hello story, Santa, joy, 25, joys of giving, loving this, a couple of simple shapes. There's a hello story, I don't know if I said that one. Hello story works with like everything. Calm and bright, holiday happiness, season of stories, December memories. So super, super versatile pieces that you can add on to all kinds of different things. Again, these are another one that work super well for layering. You can pop them in to build on each other with lots of different embellishments. Love those. Okay, perforated word strips. These guys are awesome too. The thing that I use the most often for is for layering on top of my photos. Sometimes I'll use the sayings in them as prompts for my stories for the day, and I can pretty much always find something that relates to whatever my story is for the day. So there's ones that just say the story, wrap it up, so you could use that for gift wrapping, remember this, merry and bright, joy to the world, just tons. There's tons of these things once you actually like cut them out or rip them apart. I like having usually the perforated look left over on something like this. It adds just a fun little bit of texture to it. So they are gold foil sayings on like a charcoal gray kind of background. I wouldn't say it's black, but it's a dark background. So a nice bit of contrast there. Those would be fun. Okay, so another thing that's included in the main and that will translate really, really well, I think, in the digital version are these little tab stickers. So there are two sets of the same thing. So you can use these. I will often use them for, you pull them out, you fold them over, and you can add them onto smaller pieces of ephemera that you might want to tuck into pockets that you want to be able to pull out again. You can use them as kind of like little page turners if you have inserts that are included in your album that are maybe just a little bit that you want to add a little something to, just so that you know that, hey, turn the page here. It just adds a really fun bit of texture. So these are super cute and will also work very well in digital form. You just print them, cut them, you're good to go. Okay, so in this main kit, there is a second set of white numbers here. So they are probably like, I don't know, 1/2 inch size, maybe around there. There's tons of them. There's 2 sheets again of the same thing, numbers 1 through 9 plus a row of zeros, and there's lots of options there. So you can use these for sure to like mix and match with a variety of different numbers in your projects. Okay, so there's also, this was like probably one of my favorite pieces that got included in last year's kit. It's a pocket. It's like already hole punched, so it'll fit right into the holes of the album that you're working with. You can decorate this with ephemera. You can hold different ephemera and souvenirs from it. For sure, like the program from your kid's Christmas concert, a favorite recipe that you use for the holidays, maybe some of the leftover gift tags that you used on your Christmas gifts this year. Lots of different stories for sure that can be told there. Everyone's Christmas lists if you wanted to include them all together in a pocket. Super cute. It's got pattern all the way around it, front and back. And these are for sure one of my favorite elements to add to this type of album. Super cute. Okay, so I mentioned already, I'm going to kind of slide all of these guys over now because we've taken a good look at them. I mentioned, I've kind of been saying that there's a lot of things, or a lot of elements in this kit that are going to translate really well into the digital version of the kit, in my opinion. All of them, really. But the things that are going to kind of shine the most, and the things that I use a lot of when I'm using digital versions of the kit, are the papers and the journaling cards. So I'll show you the physical version, and so you can get an idea of the patterns and stuff that are included there. Slide these guys over. So these are a set of 6x8 papers that are included in the main kit. And the patterns include black and white buffalo check. The backs of each of these are a grid, just a plain grid design. So if you find that there's a pattern that maybe you're not really a huge fan of on the front, the back is still completely usable for journaling, adding photos, whatever you want to do there. So black and white buffalo check. These little gray and white Christmas trees, they're hand drawn. Some of them are kind of cartoony, super cute. There is a colorful pattern of plus signs, a super thin stripe. It looks like it's a couple different shades of green that are actually included in the stripe. Black and white stars, red and white stars, kind of a holly, red hand-drawn holly and ferns on, it's not exactly a full white background, but it's more of like a, just kind of an off-white there. There are some banners, and then a super cute tree stack of words related to the holiday season. So all super adorable. This will be fun to embellish with some of the elements of the kit. You can decorate the tree if you want. Okay, so the journaling cards are also, this kind of like made me gasp when I saw the original unboxing video that Ali did. The sayings in them, like there's a lot of them that have just super fun designs, but then there's a lot of them that are very much prompt based. And I find that like the most helpful, because if I have a topic that I need to write about, if there's a suggestion there to say write about something related to this, or if I'm struggling for a story for the day, all I need to do is look at like one of the prompts and it'll be like, okay, merrymaking, that's my story for today, let's go. Write something out about merrymaking, include the date, add in a couple of photos, and I'm good. Like that's a whole day done right there. So I am really excited about the prompts, and I'm really excited about working with the digital version of these cards, because I'll likely enlarge some of these 3x4s to 6x8s to include longer stories, which I'll probably type up and then just print from my computer. Some of the things like these tabs, you can totally cut out and include right on top of your photos. Also a really easy way to work with the cards. And I like the versatility of the digital version to be able to change some of the colors. So I'll run really quickly through some of these guys so you can see what the prompts are. And I think that, again, having these prompts already set gives me even more inspiration to do some preparation in advance this year and really work on some foundation pages. Not necessarily saying that today, like on the 16th, is the day that I'm going to tell the story about merrymaking. Not that way at all, but just having the freedom to have some designs and prompts of ideas laid out for me that I can move around within the album, not necessarily assign numbers, but to say, if I'm struggling for a day, then today I'm going to talk about what we're wishing for, Christmas wishes for this year. Just grab that page and go ahead and write it up. So I'm really excited about these this year. Okay, so there's one that prompts you for merrymaking. There's a more graphic design that says fa la la la, eat, drink, and be merry. Another great prompt, but I love that it's like, you don't necessarily have to add your journaling to this card. This is just a beautifully designed filler card that'll accompany my pictures and stories really lovely, like really, really nicely. I think I'm starting to forget how to speak, sorry people. Okay, so there's eat, drink, and be merry. This is an imperfect December day, which is probably like my favorite card in the whole kit, because keeping it real, remembering the good and the not so good and growing from those experiences. Love that. There's one that just says this moment, again with a spot for the date, lots of room for your story, or even you can add like, you can do a 2x2 photo and just stick it right in there. So lots of options with those. Joy, finding, creating, and embracing. Then there's a red and white stripe, the one about wish, hoping, wishing, dreaming. I also want to say too that I just really love the design of this like stamped block in the lettering this year. It's really creative. I really love that. There's no place like home for the holidays. Again, probably something I'd use more as a filler card, but it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of word art that I'm excited to include in my album. Tree, selecting, trimming, enjoying, gathering. So if you feel like you're doing the same stories every year about your Christmas tree, this is kind of giving you some other alternative ideas about what story you might want to tell about your tree this year. Let's say every year you do the same story about decorating your tree together. Maybe this year you're going to tell a story about how you came to get this tree. Maybe you use a real tree every year and you go out on that adventure and that's going to be your story. Or maybe this is a tree that you got several years ago at like a Black Friday sale at Target or something like that. Anything goes. You can tell different stories even if it's about the same thing. Okay, so there's another one here that says, "'Tis the season, photos of December life, stories to remember." I love the design of the kind of stacks there, the word stacks. It's really fun. This is perfect for like an everyday December kind of story, in my opinion. There's one here with like that star print. We've seen this pattern a couple of times. There's actually a stamp set that even includes this style of star this year. So really cute. I love that it's neutral. There are white or two different shades of green trees here. If you find something like this a little overwhelming, one of my suggestions would be that you don't necessarily have to use the whole card in one pocket. You totally can, because it makes a super fun background. If you wanted to pop on an embellishment, like say you wanted to add an embellishment on there and just play with one of the cards in your spread for that day. But you can also just cut bits out of it. So there's already lines in here. There's nothing saying you can't just trim out one of these strips and stitch it on or staple it on to an existing card just to add a little bit more detail. One of the things I haven't mentioned yet is that the back side of these are completely white. So if there's a card that you don't necessarily like completely love, I love them all, but say you didn't really like the fa la la la, you can use the back side of that and then just trim a piece off of another pattern that I would consider a little bit busier to add a little bit of detail there instead. Say like I'd use that on the bottom, pattern on the bottom, white on the top for all of my journaling, and then add on like an extra embellishment there. So you can kind of create your own journaling cards to suit your design aesthetic for your project. This is a great prompt. Gratitude list, giving thanks for the season of life. This is something that I'm hoping to work on more with my family this fall. I'll have to talk about that in another project, but gratitude list, love this card. Absolutely will use this one. Weekend stories, a little more detail about life right now. So again, everyday stories about maybe what your weekend looks like. It doesn't have to be a holiday story, but it's included in the holiday season. So maybe there's just little touches of the holiday in there. This one is story, the story of this December day. Super versatile. You could use that on any day in December, no problem. Another fun pattern of just little kind of like chevrons. The best parts. So even though it's like, you can take something like this, the best parts, and it could prompt you in any number of directions. The best parts of the day, the best parts of December, the best parts of Mondays, the best parts of 9 a.m., whatever it is that you wanted to. Just take the little prompt there and run with it. The best parts of whatever story you want to tell. Super awesome. Most wonderful time, again with the spot for the date. On So this one says, bring on the merry. The story of today. Another fun, colorful pattern. I would probably use like a portion of this. I wouldn't necessarily use the whole thing on a 4x6 card, but you can do whatever you like. Peace and joy, savoring the season, reflecting on the joy, looking for magic. Lots of great prompts included there. 10 December loves. That makes me think, hey, this is probably the perfect prompt for the 10th of December, but you can use it however you want to. And then this awesome Merry Christmas, again with the big blocked kind of stamped look. Super fun. Okay, so those are the journaling cards. That is everything that is included in the main kit. Okay, so all of that amazing stuff was included in this year's main December daily kit. And as I've mentioned, there will be a digital version of this kit released. I believe it's October 26th is when it comes out. Usually the digital version is a little bit cheaper than what you would pay for the physical product in the shop. Tons of versatility with all of the elements that are included in there. I will absolutely be incorporating both the physical and the digital kit in my December daily project this year. And it's honestly, it's just it's like the perfect assortment of elements. There is everything I could possibly need to do my December album is in this kit, and I wouldn't necessarily feel like I needed to add anything more to it. But there are still more elements and lots of other fun things available in the shop. So I wanted to show you a couple of the other things that came in my box this year. One of the things that some people will be receiving in their box are these ginormous gold foil tags. So this was like the early bird buyer special. If you missed out on getting the early bird tags of the physical form delivered to you, but you did purchase a main kit, then these will be available to you in digital format, I believe. I don't know the timing of it, but you will receive a digital version of these. So super fun, gold foil. They're really huge. They're lovely. I wanted to show you so I did a little bit, my album from last year is not finished, I'm sorry people, but I'll show you one of the things that I did do. So last year, there were tags available in the main kit as well. They were a much smaller version, kind of like probably, I'm gonna say 2x4 tags, I think. They were probably about that big. So I used one of the digital versions and made it way bigger because I loved the design on the front, and then on the flip side I included all of my journaling. So I'm excited to probably do something similar to that with these big kits, or big tags rather, this year, where I've got like this awesome design on the front, and on the back side there's tons of space. I can run this through my printer. If you have a typewriter you can do it. You could handwrite your journaling. Or the other thing that would be so awesome would be, I think, if you just, you could do like a series of them, punch holes in them right into your album, or make an enlarged photo. Use this as a template for an enlarged photo so that you have got like your photo on one side and then one of these awesome designs on the other. So I love tags. I just do. I use them in all of my projects. Tags are the best. So very excited about these. If you happened to miss out on this as the early bird special, there are actually other tags. There are other tags available in the shop as well. So with the order selection information there, there's also these tags that are a part of the shop release and are still currently available. I'm just going to show you for size comparison. These are probably closer to like 4x6 size. So if you wanted to use just one of the patterns, these would fit well into a pocket. Comparison, the tops are pretty close to the same. They're just a little bit shorter than the ones that are the early bird special. But the designs on here are awesome. And I mean, I love having different layers in my projects as well. So if I wanted to look at this one again, if I were to punch holes in there, it would just add one extra little element of size in the layers there. Like, it would be a really good fit. Super cute. So something to keep in mind if you're a tag lover like I am. So if you buy this set of tags, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 6 of them included. Half of them have got a little star, just a simple little star design at the top in gold foil, and the other ones all have a prompt that say the story. They all have a star pattern on the back. That's super versatile and perfect. Love those. Another thing that is available in the shop. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll show you the stuff that is still available. Okay, so let's start with the stamp. I received one of the 6 stamp sets that are available, or that were new releases this year. This one is the circles. I don't remember what they're called, I'm sorry. I should have researched that before I started yapping at you about them. Okay, so these are pretty great. I saw someone on a Facebook post, I think, in the December Daily group ask about the sizing of them and if you could use a 1-inch punch for them. So I thought I would try it out. I'm using one of Allie's Crafters inks here and give that a try. December Joy. So this is a 1-inch punch and it fits perfectly. It's definitely the 1-inch size. Ooh. Okay, so there you go. They stamp to 1 inch, which are very similar, I believe, to, so for size comparison, they are the same size as the die cut circles that are included in the main kit. The other thing you can do with these, I grabbed from my stash some of the metal rimmed tags because they're just like a fun little bit of extra texture and they fit pretty perfectly in there. They look great. So these would also look really good if you like embossed them with maybe some of the gold embossing powder, or if you did it on like craft or black with the white embossing powder, they would look amazing. They would make really good embellishments for your project. So in addition to all of the circles that are there, there's a couple of banners as well. These are actually very similar to the chipboard set. Actually, it must be like the same die because they've got different sayings, but it's very similar. This stamp set that is available separately in the shop is kind of the same design pattern-wise as the chipboard set that is included in the main kit. So that's a cool alternative if you're something that you're thinking about. Okay, so also available in the shop, which I think is a super cool addition for this year, there are 4 different kinds or styles of additional numbers that you can purchase in the shop. So the main kit included 2 styles. One was like the small white numbers, and then the main piece that I was super excited about and still am are the cork numbers. So just for comparison, these are an additional set of numbers that are still available in the shop. The font style is a little bit different. And then these are the numbers that are included in the December Daily main kit. So if you missed out on purchasing the physical main kit, you could absolutely still shop for supplies. Here, that's a better comparison. And build up kind of a customized stash of your own with similar supplies. So there's like, this is the main kit, a little bit smaller. This is an additional set of numbers that's available in the shop. And honestly, cork is like one of my favorite embellishments to use. I think it's like the natural texture of it, or I don't know why. I love cork. So these will all get used up, whether it's in my December Daily or at other times throughout the year, for sure. And these, I believe, there's tons of them. Pretty sure they go up to number 31 as well. Let's see if I can find an example. Yep, 31. So an awesome choice if you're looking to add a variety of styles and supplies for numbering your pages at all this year. Okay, so also in the shop, there are a set of kind of gold foil labels. So if you buy the pack, you get 2 sheets of them. One is silver foil, one is gold foil. These are awesome to add like as little tabs as well to the end of your pages. So one of the things I've done with these in the past, first of all, I should tell you that the surface is not glossy. So I think that this will take ink from pens and like ink from stamping really well. So for example, I could use that December Joy and stamp it right in the middle of one of these labels and it would turn out like it would fit perfectly. So that's one cool thing about them. But one of the things that I've done with these types of things, if in the past, if I'm not adding them onto photos and date stamping on them and that kind of thing, is using them kind of like the tabs to turn the pages. So if I have a different size insert that I want to include in my album, I'll take one of these sticky guys, fold it in half, and then staple it on to just give it an extra little bit to the edge of whatever my page is and use it as a page turner. turner. So just a thought, if you were looking at these and thinking, I love them, but I don't know how to use them. One option there. Okay, so another one of the things that sold out super fast during the order selection period was the chipboard set. So I've got the chipboard set here. I'm actually going to be using this as one of the supplies. I'm contributing to the product play class that'll be live in November. Really excited to work on that. So there's a chipboard bundle. Again, it sold out really fast with the original order selection. Ali and her team were able to get in a few additional supplies. So if you would like to order these, they are still available in the second order selection, and they will ship a little bit later than your main kit, but there's so much stuff in here. So if this is something you were on the fence about, there's tons and tons and tons. So chipboard hearts, different sizes, again a lot of the classic colors with red and different shades of green. There's some white there, and then a little bit of the soft blue thrown in as well. Hearts and stars always get used. I never have a problem with that. As I was like pulling out all of these supplies and getting ready to film it, one of the things that I loved the most was this little circle chipboard that says cookies and milk, because it kind of mimics like the shape of a cookie. So I could totally, like, I will use that for sure. Magic moments, embrace the season, good memories in a text that's around the edge of the circle there. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. The circles in this set are awesome. Love them. And then there's also a set of squares that are kind of maybe a little bit more modern in the way that they're designed. 'Tis the season, jingle all the way, fa la la. Also super fun to use. And then there's an extra set that has kind of some different shapes, half circles, banners, happy Christmas, heart December, joy, lots of good stuff in there. So the chipboard set, you can actually still get this if that's something that you're interested in. You just have to look at the second order selection period portion of the shop right now. Definitely take a look at those. Okay, so these are also the word phrase stickers. There are, so there's 2 sheets of each color, and it means that it's actually the same thing on each color page, but you get 2 versions of it. So if you really loved one and wanted to use again, or if you messed one up, you have a backup option, always handy. So there's 5 different colors. These are the kind of thing that I will easily add to my photos. I'm gonna pull this page back again. So like, this was one of the 2x2 grid pages, and I had used one. This wasn't actually, this is from last year, but it's just kind of how I would use them. So layering them just directly on top of my photos is probably the thing that I do the most with them. And again, they are amazing prompts. So if you're stuck with an idea for the day, take a look at one of your pages, pick out something like, I'm grateful for. There you go. You take that sticker and just start writing about things that you're grateful for that day. So lots of really great prompts there. Way too early. My children need to learn that because they are super early morning kids and I am not an early morning person. Okay, just a couple things left to show you. Thank you for bearing with me. This has taken forever, I apologize. Okay, so there's these rubber pieces. I don't know if these are going to be made into a digital version. They're currently sold out in the shop. They're just a super fun embellishment to add into your projects. One thing you should know, if you did buy these, don't, the type of tape or adhesive that you would want to use on the back, the red line tape seems to have a good track record with them. Glue dots do not. Some sort of chemical reaction happens and it like melts the plastic and it'll ruin your page. So be careful about the type of adhesive that you're using. But if you love the rubber kind of pieces or embellishments as much as I do, then you'll be excited to see that these are around. And then the last thing that I want to show you guys for today, are these little 2x2 squares that are gold foil. Unfortunately, these are also currently sold out in the shop. There's the possibility that they'll be made into a digital version. So one of the things I haven't talked about, I don't have a physical copy of it here right now, but I totally ordered the kids kits this year. I'm really excited about doing that with my kids. They are also really excited about doing it. They saw maybe the first 2 minutes of the video that Ali and Anna did, and they were all over it. They're like, yeah, we need one of those. So the kids kit is like a 4x4 album that comes with page protectors that are both 4x4 in size, and then they have little 2x2 grids. So this size is going to be perfect for sliding into those pockets. It's also going to fit perfectly because one of the album options for page protector design is the 2x2 grid. So these fit perfectly into the pockets. You just pop them in and fill in your grid with additional photos and words and that kind of thing. Super fun. I'm hopeful that there will be a digital version of these released for anyone who may have missed them the first time. They're just a really pretty little embellishment. And I think that that is all that I have to tell you for now. So thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to send me a message. If you have any questions, go check out and see what's still available in the shop. There's still lots that's available, even though the main kit is not. And keep an eye out for the digital release of products that's coming on October 26th. Thanks guys, bye-bye.